What are the ways that help a man step up and lean more into relationships? There's something that I hear from my clients a lot. Is something that's in the dating space a lot, is how I want my man to lead. I want him to step up in greater ways. And at the same time, many of my clients are saying where they say, you know what? I feel like there's this certain hardness to the way that I move through life. They're always the one leading, always the one making decisions, always the one holding everything together. And yet deep down, they want to soften. Right? They want to receive. They want to inspire their man to step up, but they're not quite sure how to do it. And so if this resonates with you, you are going to love this content, because today we're going to reveal the power of softness, how to embrace it in a way that feels natural, that feels effortless, while inspiring your man to show up in life at a whole new level. And so let's unpack this. The first step is to really understand what softness really means. Because softness is not weakness. It's actually one of the most powerful energies a woman can embody. Softness is analogous to openness. It means being receptive rather than leading. Softness is actually creating space for a man to step forward, to step into, instead of the woman rushing in and doing everything for herself. I remember the perfect example of this. I was dating this woman, beautiful, a lot of fun hanging out, went to her apartment to take her to the airport. She needed a ride. So I show up, she's got a couple of suitcases, she's ready to leave. So I'm like, hey, can I help you with one of these? And she's like, no, I got it myself. She puts on her backpack and grabs the 2 suitcases and rolls them down the hallway. And I'm walking behind her, completely empty-handed, thinking like, I can help you. And she's like opening the door by herself. And it was just this energy of she's got to control it, instead of creating an opening that allowed my energy in. So instead of the energy of I'll just handle it myself, try actually asking and saying, hey, I would love your help with this. Would you be willing to help me? What do you think about this? Would love your perspective. Because softness, while it's an opening, it's also trust. Having the ability to relax enough to allow yourself to be served, whether it's a task that he's doing or whether it's perspective that he's serving you with or support that he's serving you with. It's him serving you in the relationship rather than you having to do it for yourself or having to control the outcome yourself. It signals to a man that you actually believe in his capabilities. So softness is this opening, softness is trust, and softness is also invitation energy. It's inviting. It allows a man to step into the masculine role and feel safe enough to lead, to protect, to pursue, to provide all the things that the masculine loves to do. And so when a woman is warm, when a woman is receptive, when a woman is appreciative, the more naturally her man will want to step into his masculine and to provide with that invitation energy that she's creating. And the challenge is, unless we've been actually shown this, we can use really ineffective tactics. Like a lot of people have been trained that the way you get what you want is just to complain or to say they're not doing it right. So instead of saying something like, you never do anything romantic for me, what she really wants is for him to plan a romantic date. So instead you could make an invitation and say, hey, you know what I would love? I would really love it if you planned a romantic weekend for us or a romantic dinner for us. That would make me feel so loved and appreciated. You will see a drastic change in him stepping up and leading when you lead with that kind of invitation. That's actually leading to draw him in, saying, here's what I would love. Will you provide it for me? Softness isn't about staying quiet. It's not about being passive. It's actually centered in the heart, very proactive, in a way that demonstrates trust, demonstrates openness, and demonstrates receptivity through request. And so let's put that into 3 power moves that you can implement right now to embody your softness and help him step up, right? Knowing that men want to show up for you, but it's how you communicate that really makes all the difference. So number 1 is shift from direction to invitation. So meaning instead of telling him exactly what you want him to do or you doing it for yourself, invite him to take the step in a way that makes him want to do it or helps him want to do it. Remember, men are wired to be providers. We're wired to be productive. When we feel that we are providers, when we feel that we're needed and appreciated, that's when we lean in more. Simply making it a request versus a directive changes the way in which we experience that particular statement. So instead of saying, hey, you need to fix the sink or you need to fix the toilet, saying, hey, would you be willing to fix the sink for us? Would you be willing willing to fix the toilet for us. That would you be willing? You'll see his masculine energy rise up. Say, what's the mission? What's the task? I'm all about it. Instead of saying, you should plan a date night for us, or you never plan a date night. Like I said, say, I love it. Would you be willing to plan the date night? It makes me feel so special when you do. Instead of saying, hey, groceries in the car, please go out there and bring them in. Say, hey, I just got home from the grocery store. Would you be willing to help me bring in the groceries? That would you be willing is a magic phrase that ignites his masculine energy and moves him into action. The second best practice is to shift from criticism to feedback. Now, criticism is you're doing something wrong. Feedback is, hey, we had an agreement and we're out of alignment with that agreement. Very, very different. Criticism is experienced as an attack on who he is, while feedback is simply an expression of what it is that you're needing in the moment. So here are some great examples. We'll go through some words on how to shift from criticism to feedback, because these words become tools for us in our relationship. So instead of saying things like, you never listen to me, you never pay attention to me, you're never present, you can say, hey, I'm really feeling the need for your presence and your focus. Can you please put your phone down right now? I would love to connect with you. That is feedback. It's not making him wrong. It's saying, you've got a need for something. You would love something. Would he be willing to lean in? Or saying something like, you're so lazy. You never help me out with the dishes. Instead, you could say, hey, we have an agreement that we alternate washing the dishes. Tonight is your night. Does that still work for you? And addressing the agreement that you have. For example, let's talk about clutter. Let's say he's leaving the shoes everywhere. Instead of criticizing him, saying, God, it's so disgusting, you leave your shoes everywhere, you can say, hey, I really have a need for a home that feels clean, that feels cozy. Would you mind being willing to put your shoes away? So then you're helping him understand you better and why it matters to you. He's way more likely to lean in and agree to that. What I love about this practice of the difference between criticism and feedback is the difference between we're not making the other person wrong. We're simply stating a need that we have or a desire that we have and seeing if they can meet us there. My wife does an amazing job at this, where she says, like I go out in the cold plunge in the morning, I will leave the outside lights on because it's dark when I get out there. I'll turn them on and I'm exiting and I don't see the lights. She's asking me, honey, will you please turn the lights off? And I've agreed, and I'm having a difficult time with this particular habit of turning the lights off. And so she'll come to me and she says, I know we've agreed to do this. You're having a hard time doing this. What other support can we give you that can help turn the lights off? And so ultimately, until I get the habit imprinted in me, we put up a little sign that I see coming back from the cold plunge that says, please turn the lights off. So that way it's a reminder for me to turn that light off. But it's the difference between feeling wrong, feeling criticized. But the difference is, instead of making me wrong, we're partners in this, working together. And I love that. The third principle in softness is we're not criticizing, we're using feedback, and we're remembering. The soft move in this moment is to remember to celebrate, to acknowledge the person for what they're doing. Because human behavior is we will replicate behavior we get the most attention for. And so if you actually celebrate, if you actually acknowledge, you actually share how much it means to you that he's doing that thing, you will watch your man leap to attention the next time you're asking for help, because he knows how much it means to you, and he knows that you're going to acknowledge that in him, and he wants to be the man that can make you happy. He wants to be the man that can measure up in your eyes. And so those are three beautiful ways to amplify softness, to stand in the power of softness. And quite frankly, it's way less work. Now, instead of you controlling and directing and being the one that always has to step up, you're sharing that, inviting your man, and you get to sit back, relax, enjoy the ride, and have a beautiful journey. So I would love to hear from you. If you can feel the hardness in you or feel the tendency to try to control or direct, what are the practices that help you step more into your softness, which allows those around you to step up and serve in greater ways? Go ahead and post that in the comment section below. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.